This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 6. Coverage you can count on.
Right now at 6 and only on 9.
I haven't even had a chance to mourn my mother.
A local family says their time to mourn turned into a moment of horror.
And I told him, I said, listen, I know how to identify my mom. My mom has distinct tattoos. And the dress that the lady has on, which I purchased, all you have to do is just pull it.
They say a funeral home presented the wrong body for their mother's viewing. Next, what we were told when we asked how something like this could happen. Unreal. The family says the mix-up only added to their grief of losing their loved one. Good evening, I'm Greg Warmoth.
And I'm Martha Sagowski. It happened last week at Mitchell's funeral home in Orange County, and today the family of 80-year-old Julia Glenn Mitchell spoke exclusively to our Felicia Ashley. And Felicia, they told you it got worse from there, saying they were dismissed and actually felt intimidated when they tried to address this big problem.
Right, and I'm standing right in front of Mitchell's funeral home. This is where it all happened on Friday. The family told me that they're still just traumatized after realizing they were with someone else's corpse, and to this very moment, they have no idea who it is.
The error is clearly on us.
Video I obtained from the Walker's family viewing on Friday shows just part of a traumatic ordeal.
I just think it's wrong. Y'all had us grieving on somebody else's mom.
She had on everything that I bought for my mom. She had on her wig, the jewelry, her brooch, all the way down to her undergarments.
Mitchell's funeral home dressed up and labeled another corpse as Sanji Walker's mother.
My nephew went up to the window and expressed it. He asked the gentleman who did her makeup, and he responded, "I did." And he said, "No disrespect, sir, but it doesn't look like my grandmother." And he stated to my nephew that whatever is done is already done, and when was the last time you seen your grandmother? He was devastated.
Walker noticed the body didn't have her mother's scar, red nails, or tattoo. The family said the embalmer came out and told them their mother had been in the back the whole time.
Mr. Perry did enter the room. He said, well, the funeral is free, but you're going to have to sign. You're going to have to sign a waiver. And I'm like, what?
Former Chief Judge of Florida's 9th Judicial District, Belvin Perry, can be heard in the audio from the funeral home.
Hi, good afternoon, Honorable.
Perry didn't answer when I called him multiple times today.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Perry. This is
to ask why he showed up and approached the family at the funeral home. I went to the funeral home to find out how this mistake happened. The owners wouldn't come to the front, but handed me a pre-made statement. Well, they didn't want to answer any questions. They just gave this statement saying, "We understand everyone's hurt and disappointment. We have taken appropriate corrective steps and have apologized several times to the family. We have also implemented an internal review of the practices and procedures with all employees to ensure that services are always delivered properly."
How did this impact your final goodbye to your mom?
My final goodbyes. And you don't have a chance to have another goodbye. You don't. You just don't have another chance. I mean, there's no do-over. There's no do-over. There's no rewind button, no reset button.
I spoke with funeral law expert Kevin Davis about this situation. A few years ago, a law was implemented that made it require that all bodies be remained with a tag that has their name, date of birth, and date of death with them at all times. And whenever a body is moved, that is supposed to be documented. Reporting live in Orange County, Felicia Ashley, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Felicia, I have a question for you. What about before a body is presented for a viewing or funeral? What laws or protocols are in place?
Right, well, this is actually very interesting, Martha, because when it comes to whenever a body is moved or transported between funeral homes or to a funeral laying place, that all has to be documented. But it's best practice, but not law, for a family to be required to view a body before it's buried or cremated.